Good evening. Welcome to the committee meeting Tuesday, June 13th, Jefferson County Courthouse. Start out with roll call. Justice A.G. Adams. Byrd. Carroll.
Here.
Dumas.
Here.
Brenda Bishop Gaddy.
Here.
Harden.
Here.
Holcomb.
Here.
Jackson.
Here.
Johnson's is absent. Reginald Johnson.
Here.
Williams.
Here.
Franklin.
Present.
Okay, next you'll have the report of the committee, and I'll turn it over to the committee chair, Justice Danny Holcomb.
Order. There's one item on the agenda tonight, which is to adopt procedures for the Jefferson County Quorum Court at all regular special meetings.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to,
We're actually one short on committee members. I think Ms. Johnson is on that.
Judge, did you appoint another committee?
Ms. Williams, would you like to serve in that role tonight?
Marguerite Williams?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
So we have a full committee now?
Yes.
Okay. I would just like to interject one thing on the ordinance that we've got before us. I'd like us to add Article 6, and that would say that this ordinance will expire 9/30 of '23. That will give us time to discuss the one that's being proposed that several of us haven't had time to read, and it'll give us time to negotiate whatever we need to do. And if it'd be all right, I'll make the motion that we would add that Article 6 to that. Says that this ordinance will expire effective 9/30/23. That'd be 90 days from now.
Okay. So we got a second on that. Any discussion?
I guess I need to ask about the 90 days.
Yes.
The need for 90 days.
Well, I mean, I think what Mr. Harden expressed was the opportunity for everyone that's on the committee to go through what's been provided. It's my understanding there was a meeting with the attorneys and with some of the quorum court members this last week. I wasn't able to attend. I have grandchildren that play baseball, and if Grandpa's not there, I'm in the doghouse. So I was at my grandson's baseball game, but I do have a copy of it now, and I think it's just an opportunity for everyone to be able to read that. Now that's certainly up for discussion, but at this point, that's what's on the table. So I think we need to address that and decide what we're going to go from there. So,
Mr. Chairman.
yes, sir.
If I understand correctly, that the ordinance that was in the packet, Justice Harden is proposing an additional item be added to give that item the life of 90 days.
That's correct. Just extend it 90 days so we can review what's on the table to make sure, it's my understanding, that we're all in agreement with what's in the ordinance that's being proposed.
Well, 90 days is a long time. We've been going back and forth for 5, this is the 6th month. The original ordinance that's very much like what's in your committee now has been defeated 3-4 times already. And to pass that again after it was defeated last month, again with the addition of giving it 3 months, to me, seems a little much in that everyone has the ordinance, the amendment to the ordinance that's already on the table. Everyone that was here back in January was witness to that same item. And so I think 90 days is just much too long to take to review a ordinance when we have full quorum court a week from now.
Okay. Well, we've had discussion on both sides. We have one justice that thinks we need to extend it for 90 days, and we have a justice that thinks that that's too long, but it is from a member of the committee that has made that recommendation, so we have to act on that. So I'm going to act on that now, and if the committee decides to change what's on the table, then we can move forward from that point.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
I would modify my motion that we go to August 30th. That'd be 2 months.
So 60 days?
Yeah, it's
So
60 days.
The motion that the person made from 90 has changed that to 60 days. So,
I think, I'd like to share my thought on that. I think I'm the last person to come to this table as a justice. And I know well enough to know, enough knowledge already to know that this is common information that everybody seated here know about explicitly and have known for years. You don't need 90 days for something you already know. You don't need 60 days for something you already know. You just need to make a decision that I think we're going to come back at our next full meeting, which is 2 weeks from now, from the date that was given. And we would have, that gives 2 weeks. All of us have done research and we know how to read through a 4-page item with knowledge you already know.
okay. Well, as I've stated, there's been talk on both sides of the aisle, so we, as a committee, there is a motion on the floor and we have to act on that motion. So, yes.
I believe that we're so far behind taking care of county business that we need to get something pushed through, and then later on, we need adjustments. Apparently, their negotiations has been happening, so just get something where we can take care of county business. Because to be honest with you, I'm getting a lot of calls. We're looking like dead.
Well, okay, so basically what,
What do you need 90 days for?
well, I think the thinking on that is until we can all, as a body, come to an agreement that at least we have some rules on the table that we can start handling county business, and then at some point in time, we all agree on exactly what we're going to propose as our rules and move forward from that point. Now, I'm not saying everybody has to agree on that. I'm not saying everybody has to disagree on that. I'm just saying that's what's on the table. Yes.
I have gone through this a little bit, but I'm going to say 30 days next month to give us all ample time to read it, go over it. We've already been over it, but the new one, I want to take my time.
Yeah, I haven't actually read this one yet. I tried to open what was sent to me last night and I couldn't open it, but
30 days next month.
all right. I agree with that. I'm not disagreeing. I'm not agreeing. I'm just saying that we have a motion on the table that's at 60 days, and before we can move forward with any other action, we have to act on that motion that's on the table.
Okay.
So, yes.
I appreciate you for letting me speak. I'm gonna be honest with you. What they said, 90 days, 30 days, 60 days, or whatever, I'm looking through this document. There's several things that I disagree with it, that I have real strong concerns with. And my question is, we've been going back and forth with this. The new document that has been drafted, the only thing that we have did was pull requested information and rules out of it that was unnecessary at the request of the county attorney. It's the same document that was presented prior to in February, the same one that's been pushed around March, April, May, we're all the way to June. And quite honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't feel comfortable even voting on the document at hand that comes from the judge's office for even 30 days of being under the control of it because of the maneuvers and the rules that it puts in place. Now, my question is, we're dealing with a simple 4-page streamlined document. It's something that takes all of 10 minutes to read. Why can't we just set a future committee meeting next week prior to the full quorum court meeting to address the concerns of it? I mean, because I'm gonna be honest with you, we can kick the can down the road, but the fact that we're still dealing with the same document that's been voted down 3 times, you know, it's a concern. The majority of the quorum court supports the document that we're trying to get approved.
Well, we hadn't even really voted on that, so that's an assumption that we all agree on, that the majority agrees. And I would say that your assessment could be accurate, but we haven't actually voted on that yet. We've only voted down the rules that have been in place for multiple years. Now, as a member of the chair of the committee, I've heard your plea, but we still have a motion on the board from a member of the committee that we have to act on. If the members of the committee want to vote it down, they can vote it down. If they want to move forward, they can move forward. So I'm just going to ask for a vote. All of those in favor of moving for a 60-day extension so that we can continue on county business with the current rules, or a nay if you're not in favor of doing so. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Nay.
Okay, we'll have a roll call. Can I borrow your pen? Let's see here. Well, we're voting on the extension. That was the very first thing that came up from one of the committee members.
I heard the 60 days from Ted. Was there a second to the 60 days? A second to the?
Yes, there was a
He
second.
amended his motion.
There was a second. Mr. Byrd seconded that. Okay, all those in favor were, let's see, Miss Gaddy?
No.
That's a no. Mr. A.G.?
Yes.
That's a yes. Mr. Byrd?
Yes.
That's a yes. Okay, Miss Williams?
No.
It's a no. Let's see, you're next.
No.
That's a no. So, Mr. Harden?
Yes.
That's a yes. So we got a tie, and I break the tie. I vote yes. So we will continue on as we are, and as soon as we get together, and we need to schedule a meeting, and I will be the one that tries my best to head up that and visit with all the members of the committee so that we can all come together as a quorum court and try to come out of it as a unified body with a document that we can all agree on. This is not something that we need to be trying to take sides on or trying to hold as something that's going to be a big issue. We just need to work our way through it and then come to a resolution. So I hope we can do that in the coming future. And with that, this portion of the meeting is adjourned.
Committee with a due pass, right?
No, that's just the full court.
That's right, it goes to the full court.
You just have one item.
Right, okay. We just have one item. We've got a resolution of the Quorum Court, Jefferson County, certifying local government endorsement of business to participate in the tax back program as authorized by Section 15-42706D of the Consolidated Incentive Act of 2003. That's just a business, new business that comes in. It gives them an incentive to come and gives them a tax back break. So what's your pleasure?
Are they gonna be adding jobs to the community? This is a new business?
It is a new business. It's in there, let's see.
Well, there wasn't much in the track here, but now this is up online. They have an operation around the world in 40-something different places or something. And I gathered they make some kind of paint mixture or something.
Well, it's Flint Group Packaging, Inc., and they're coming to Jefferson County. And I don't know if it had the exact number of employees here on it or not. It didn't have it on what I've got. But it is a business that's going to get it. And all we're doing is giving them the tax back that they would pay. We have a motion to,
In the middle of discussion, Mr. Chairman, you have a motion in the middle of a justice giving.
were you satisfied, Justice Byrd?
I don't have any problem necessarily with coming. I think it's a good thing when we add stuff to the community. I was just trying to get some more background information from them before we moved on the item.
Well, it'll have to be approved by the full court. And we're just passing it on to the full court, and it'll have to be approved by the full court next 2 weeks from now. So we can get some more information. But this tax back has been in place for 10 years. It's an incentive to get businesses to come here. Justice Carroll.
We had a similar company that, as was pointed out, that had worldwide companies and businesses set up a while back. May have been a year or so ago. And I am trying to recall, did we approve because of that factor, because of their broad spectrum of their services, that we did not approve them participating in that program?
I'm not sure what you're referring to, what company or when.
I don't have the name right now, but I'm
But this will be scrutinized by the county. The tax back program has caveats in it that they'll have to abide by.
who exactly was scrutinized?
The tax back program, the Economic Development Business, Arkansas Department of Economic Development, they're the ones that will scrutinize it.
And that's if the county passes.
That's if the county passes it. Mr. Chairman, I'll call the meeting of the motion. We had a motion. Justice Agee, still got your motion to pass? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Ayes carry, motion passes. On to the full court whether it pass.
Got a question for you before you adjourn.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, as far as following the rules, that they said that we don't have any rules, in the sake of making sure that we ensure county business, my question is, and what I fear happening is, with the limited discussion during the Human Resources Committee, all voices are heard or not heard to a limited capacity. Would it be safe for us to add to the agenda at this particular time the actual rules of procedure ordinance that's been drafted when we met with the county attorney to the agenda tonight, to either pass on to the full quorum court as a secondary option, or to at least put it on this committee's agenda today and table it and schedule a committee meet for 30 minutes prior to the quorum court meeting? Because my concern is, and I'm just gonna be honest with you, 30 days, 90 days, or whichever may be the case, I see it as a stall tactic.
60, what we did.
Yeah, it to me, it serves as a stall tactic of another 2 months of trying to suppress the majority vote of the quorum court. So if it,
I view this as something that you're talking about something that's a dead issue. It's a dead issue.
I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of talking to Justice Hope.
Yeah, it's a dead issue. That committee.
Okay.
Justice Hope, I have the floor.
Yeah, hold on.
Do I have the floor, Justice Hope?
You have
So
3
my
minutes.
question is, we have the ability to add something to the agenda right now. And I guess really, instead of me asking you, what I should be doing is making a motion to add this particular rules of procedure ordinance to the agenda right now for discussion at this time, if we can get a second to entertain it.
That would not be acceptable because it wasn't, I didn't get it in time, and I didn't have time to read it. Our attorney hadn't had time to read it.
Well, at this.
And I don't want to put it on the agenda right now.
particular point-
That's why I said for 60 days.
I understand what you're saying.
Justice Franklin, I'm talking. And they'll give us 60 days to discuss it. There's some caveats in there that may need to be changed or massaged, but it'll give us time to sit down as a body, and we can discuss it all like you're asking, but to get it on tonight's agenda, no.
So with that being
But
said,
Monday
there's a
night.
motion and a second to add it at this particular point, and I understand everything that you're saying. I understand how you feel, and I totally respect how you feel, and you're totally able, or that is your option, to have the opinion and express it to the rest of us. But at this particular time, the majority of the court, at least I, feel differently, and I know that we do have the power to add something to the agenda, and I have made a proper motion to add this to the agenda for discussion right now, and it has been seconded. So now we should vote upon it to decide, hey, or a discussion about it to decide what we need to do. Because like I said, it's 4 pages. I don't need 30 days. Anybody that can read it within 20 minutes can decide either they're for it or not, and they can draw out whatever their problems are, and they can bring it to the full court meeting and say, hey, I don't agree with this, or I'm going with the first one. Well, what I am saying is that we need an option. If we're going to continue with county business, we need an option. The same one that's been voted down for 5 months. Just because you put a time limit on it, you put a time limit on it previously because we were told, hey, just go ahead and vote it in, and you can come with another one later, and it wasn't an option. All you did was just reword the option as a play on words.
Justice Franklin, that you've made your point.
We can deal with
Now, I need to,
Mr.
wait just a second.
Hart?
I'm making a statement. We have had this, it now is in a form that has been revised. We're gonna take 2 months, what we're saying is taking, just 60 days, we may can resolve it in 30 days. If we do, we can come back early. There's some things in there that probably need to be massaged and some things that we've got to blend in. But as for right now, I'm not gonna put it on the agenda for today. But
You,
we'll do it.
Mr.
We'll
Harden,
do it.
you as
We'll
the
do it.
chair of the committee, you have every right to decide what's on your committee and what's not.
That's what I just said.
So you're gonna ignore the motion in a second?
I am.
So if you
As the chairman of the committee, this was not on the agenda, so we haven't had time to look at it. I'm saying, that's why I said the 60 days, we will have time to look at it, and that ought to satisfy everybody.
So I appeal your decision.
We need to finish the vote on what's on the floor.
Well, I'm calling the motion. The motion was to move us onto the full court with a due pass. So, what's your pleasure?
I mean, that's already passed. We're dealing with the second motion, the second issue here.
I think we did pass. Did we pass the original
Already
motion?
passed.
Yeah,
We're
okay.
dealing with my motion, just been
Okay,
seconded.
we'll just deal with that. If you want to get with the judge and see if he wants to put it on the full court agenda, we'll do that.
So we're
But right
going
now,
to
we're
the rest of
adjourned.
the wrong court, right?
Right. I'm trying to do something that'll let us have time to negotiate.
There is no negotiation. You already read it. You
No,
read it
there's
last
some in
night.
there that I don't agree with.
Then say that, but we don't agree with a lot of stuff that's in this, and this ain't gonna pass. It's a
Well-
whole lot of crap in there.
Well, you know, the other's not
We
going to
don't
pass
even get
either.
to talk
The
about
one you had is
Yes,
going to
it
pass.
will.
No, it didn't.
Everybody in here
Takes
working on
two-thirds.
it. We got 2/3, Ted. We
No,
got
you
way
don't.
more than
No, you
2/3.
don't.
We
You
got
got
a super
eight.
much. We got 9.
You don't.
Connie
Who's
Bird
the
is with me.
Huh?
He reported on the meeting. He's with me.
Bird's not.
Yes, he is. He just wants something on the agenda. He wants one or the other, something on the table.
Well, anyway, if it